check. In the fox's monologue, is it supposed to be by love's will thy spirits be conjoined?
No, I believe that.
It's probably supposed to say spirits.
Alright, I'm just making sure because
You could just say that and pretend that the script you were given was bad.
I mean, these are hand-copied scripts. Sometimes that quill just goes like dirt.
Alright.
SPIR? Spirits?
SPIRITS.
Okay.
But, like, it was missing the...
It was missing the I.
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm very bad at spell.
I'm bad at spelling, too. It took me forever to realize, wait a minute, what letter was missing? I have to do a little sing-song for my own name. It is 6 letters long.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
So, also, I'm sorry that this is like the sad monologues that you get. I am not super great at coming up with monologues.
I mean, I'm liking it. I like that the fox is very poetic. The guard is like very direct and very... And the guide, like...
Wait, y'all read Pata on your own?
Why would you not read the other parts? You need to. Are you
because
not?
It's gonna be more interesting to hear it for the first time with you guys.
Do you not understand how? Do you not understand how theater works? You gotta have chemistry. You gotta know whatever.
This isn't theater though. This is the fucking auditions.
Yes, it's the auditions for theater.
The auditions for theater, my dude.
Nah, but you also fail to forget. Oh, you fail to forget. You failed.
Yes, I failed to forget.
You failed to remember that we aren't exactly a performing troupe here.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not even into theater, and I understand this better than you.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'd be doing this vastly different if I was actually doing an actual fucking play.
You're right.
In school, were you guys...
In this case, it's more entertaining to not know what everybody else is saying for the fucking audition until you say it.
Although, yes, again, for your character, you absolutely would not care what the other character's lines are.
Also that.
Yeah.
Also
so
that.
you're in character already.
Alright. I don't even need the copy.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, in high school, were you guys band or theater kids? Or I guess there was always, like, art.
Theater.
Yo.
Can I get the none option?
You see, the thing is...
What?
I was banned until I got put into film class. I don't know if that counts as theater.
You see, the thing is, I would have been in band, but my parents decided in middle school that they were like, yeah, we don't want to pay for the trombone anymore. So from that point on, I just took history and career classes.
I had the exact opposite experience.
I'm sorry, history is just so interesting. I don't understand why people don't like it. It's probably all the date memorization.
Probably.
It's a lot of date memorization, and at least where I grew up, it's military history. It's like, and then there was the Civil War, and shit sucked. And then there was the Vietnam War, and you'll never guess what? That shit sucked also.
Can I ask you an odd question about history?
I had a whole class on Vietnam and how that shit sucked.
So you probably know more than anyone. But Silver, I'm interested in knowing the strange history thing that you want to know.
So, a lot of people I know who are history people absolutely dread American history, but are willing to learn about European history. And only European history. I was wondering what's your favorite preferred history to learn about?
I'm a big fan of the Cold War, specifically, because the Cold War is just full of mistakes we absolutely do not want to repeat, and nobody wants to learn them.
I like Egyptian history.
That's sad.
We are just keep repeating the same fucking things we did in the Cold War
History
right
repeats
now.
itself, that's the thing.
I think a big mistake we did was electing Ronald fucking Reagan.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake.
Star Wars? Are you fucking serious, my guy? We're gonna stop missiles with lasers?
We're just gonna fucking.
We're gonna.
I'm more of an Egyptian history person myself. I find that really interesting.
Egypt is pretty cool.
Like specifically ancient Egypt is really interesting.
Yeah.
Ancient cultures are cool. There just aren't as many lessons to take from them that are applicable today.
I absolutely hated history class when I was in school, so I wasn't a history person. But a little bit after I graduated, I worked in a museum for a year, and that's when I started to like it. It was a local history museum, so I guess that would be my favorite kind.
That's nice.
Nice.
But yeah, and to answer your question, Darwin, I was neither a band kid nor a theater kid. I was a fucking chess kid.
Oh yeah, I guess chess was an option. In the schools where I went to, you had to be in either band, theater, or like traditional art.
I have never heard of that before.
That's a thing?
Liberty Hill fucking sucks a lot.
And here's a quick reminder that we are on stream.
Oh, we are on
stream?
Just before we might accidentally reveal information we don't want to reveal.
My school was always really weird. It's set up more like a college than a high school. So you have the required courses, and then they force you to take like half of the courses you take in a year are the required ones, and half of the ones are electives that you choose yourself. And you don't have to have any consistent amount of electives. You just have to hit some milestones in each of them, which is why I was able to take 9 history courses in high school.
I apparently just outright skipped a requirement when I moved here. But yeah. Anyways,
we should probably get to the actual plot.
For the fact that we are on stream, we've been on stream for the past 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Wow, that's a long time.
Who wants to be the recapper? If you recap, you get 1 free reroll.
If no one else wants to take it, I can try.
I mean, you took the last great Dragon Ball one last time.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess we could go for that again.
Darwin is designated recapper.
Yeah.
All right.
The worst part is,
it seems fitting for the great Meepo to get the free reroll anyways.
All right.
I was hoping to get it through a beautiful theatrical performance, but I guess technically, because I'm doing the Dragon Ball opening, it counts.
That's a performance.
Yeah. So, when we last left our heroes, the festival was in town. Well, is in town. We're prepping for it now. We're celebrating some old local spirits that I believe they protect people as they're coming into the harbor so they don't crash and die on the rocks. If you go down to the beaches, that's probably where they are. We haven't gone down to say hello yet, but that might be a polite thing to do. There are a whole bunch of different activities going on. There's going to be shadow puppets. There's going to be boat racing. And the one that our group decided to latch onto, the play. The play is the thing. And, let's see. Leafy wanted to go build the stage, and so he got to go build the stage, and there were a bunch of, lizard folk there helping him out, which was great because, he had some trouble reaching the high parts until he made some stilts, which was super fucking cool. Then, let's see. Hakai went off to go make fireworks because he's the fireworks dude. Someone decided it would be a really good idea to let the town drunkard and a lot of explosives in the same room. Not only in the same room, but in very much so direct contact.
That could go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the town's not destroyed.
Not yet.
I mean, the festival's not over yet.
Yeah.
Technicalities.
And then the last group was Meepo, Jin, and Ryvearain, and they went to the Mushi Cocoon, which is a local fabric shop and costuming store, to work with Mr. Oh geez, it was Guitar Mapiller.
Close enough.
It's real close to. It's supposed to be Caterpillar, which I think is amazing, and like it's called the Mushy Cocoon because like cocoons are kind of squishy, and also mushy is bug and insect or bug and. Clearly, I'm bad at languages, so someone's gonna have to help me out with the reference.
It's mushy, not mushy. It's mushy.
Oh, it's mushy.
Yeah, mushy. And it does mean bug, insect, also caterpillar in Japanese.
Oh, whoops.
Depending on context of the sentence. But yes, it is Qatar Muspillar is the man you ended up meeting with.
There we go. I got the guitar right, I think.
More or less.
Yeah. Probably should have done a little better than it means bug and insect, though. But, Meepo, Jin, and Ryvearain went to, Qatar Muspillar, in order to get their costumes ready so they can audition for the play. Ryvearain is trying out for the guide, and as a result, he's got a really cool robe. I believe it incorporates blue and silver, and it's supposed to make him look like a wizened old man. Jin is supposed to be the guard, and his uniform is an old kendo practice set that is painted red, I believe, and he's got a good old cape with an entire taxidermy wolf head on her back.
Did we go for that? We're going for that now.
Yes, we are, because it was a severe misunderstanding that never got corrected.
I did correct it. You ignored it and kept going.
Yes, because that's what this character does.
Yeah, that is what this character does.
It's not my fault. I very clearly tried to correct it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be terrified of a guard if they had just an entire taxidermy wolf head, so it's at least kind of in character. Meepo's gonna try out to be the fox, and after the costume materials were decided, and after the stage was built, everyone went to the Red Lantern District, and I have made a horrible discovery on what that is.
Let's never speak of it again.
Until we're sent there once again.
Not again.
Once again.
I don't know if that's going to be my job at that point.
Oof.
I probably needed a bath after that.
And yeah, that's pretty much the end.
And what was not covered was the fact that we all had the same nightmare before all this began about fucking buildings being destroyed by giant fucking tentacles or something like that.
No, they were vines.
They were vines.
Oh, vines, whatever. Tentacle-like vines, whatever.
We saw a moon lady. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and a moon lady. And also, I think I recall something about there being vines over in the area where Leafy was rebuilding the stage, or building the stage.
There's some weird plants.
So, gee, I wonder if those might be connected.
Don't worry about it. Leafy's the only one who knows about it anyway.
Yeah, he hasn't shared with the rest of us, so.
Okay.
Well
then, so tell me, where did you guys end up last night?
Home.
Eventually.
Eventually.
after
a few hours.
After drinking with his friends, Leafy returned home.
Okay.
I mean, Meepo had a date, so he went back to that person's place. He went back to Olin's place.
Oh. Oh ha ha ha.
We're all waiting around
And
for Meepo at lunchtime, and he comes in through the actual door instead of from upstairs.
Jin, did you actually take this person back to the hotel room?
Did you?
I guess.
Congratulations. I was just legitimately curious. But yes, alright, it is noon. Everyone has come down, except Meepo. Where is the Meepo?
It's about 1 o'clock by the time Meepo actually strolls in to the indoors, and he is taking his sweet time, but when he finally arrives with everyone else, he seems very, very chipper. He's having a good day.
Great, the wizard's even happier than usual.
Turn down the edge 1 notch. Edge boy.
Meepo sits down with everyone else and just kind of gives everyone a quick wave. And I imagine that a plate has already been set out for him, so he notices that everyone else has been picking at their own plate, so he finds the fresh plate, sits down, prestidigitates it to be warm and fresh, and starts eating without much talking.
I like to imagine Ryvearain is still working on a berry from breakfast.
Ryvearain has figured out that you can shrink objects. That they can shrink objects.
I like my answer better. Okay.
So, Leafy?
Yes.
You actually end up seeing one of the stagehands pass by. They actually tap you on the shoulder and they're like, hey, you're still gonna show up to finish everything up today, right?
Yes, of course. What time do we start?
Soonish. Not to mention, I hear the auditions are gonna be held close by, so you get to hear those marvelous fools. Fools try to get the part.
Excellent. I can't wait to see my friends perform.
And that person goes off.
I suppose I should follow them. Are you all good until performance time?
I mean, yeah.
Alright, Leafy follows.
Alright. To Leafy specifically, since you are going there, you guys eventually do get to the stage, and you notice that it seems that there has been an overnight crew that's come in. Bits and pieces of the panels have been put up along the framework that you did, and so it's beginning to look a little more like a proper stage. It's still a little half-finished here and there, but you assume today is the day that you're probably going to finish everything. And do you want to just immediately get started, take some time to look around? What would you like to do?
Leafy would like to spend some time to look around.
Okay. Could I get a passive perception, please?
Right.
It says your passive perception underneath your skills.
Oh, underneath skills? What does passive mean?
Passive just means kind of like just you looking around, not focusing in on anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically something that's often used as a DC to see if you notice things when you're not actively rolling to try to find things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, so how do I do that?
You just tell them what the number is. Because it should say a number underneath passive perception, or with passive perception there, and you just say what that number is. Yeah, it's
I'm sorry, will that be on the left side of the character?
It should be, because it's going to be character sheet all the way down under skills.
Yeah.
Passive wisdom is the other thing it's known
so it's
as.
passive wisdom in parentheses perception.
Yeah. Just most people call it passive perception because you have an actual perception skill.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. 12.
Okay. With your passive perception, you are able to quickly realize that really all you have to do is kind of start setting down the larger swaths of boards in order to like form the top of the stage. And in order to do that, it is very much that same similar puzzle piece style so that they had, just much more clearly marked. You will be doing this from underneath the stage, however. So the indications are on the underside when you put them up. And we're going to jump back to the other group real fast and see what they decide to do. So, y'all.
So when are the auditions supposed to be?
Technically speaking, in about an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay. We could go back to the mushy the mushy cocoon to pick up our costumes because they're supposed to be ready by today. Maybe that'll help us get into character and maybe get a performance bonus or something.
Would that really help us that much? Maybe.
I mean, you never know.
I suppose we might as well check just to make sure the clothes fit and everything.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I guess Meepo at this point has finished up his meal and said, "Well, guys, like you heard that the auditions are soon. Shouldn't we go get our costumes, like, to Jin and Ryvearain?"
Yes.
Whenever you say, oh great messenger of the gods.
I really need a...
Or,
What?
what'd she say?
Both me and the other me. Both me and the other me need to hydrate more.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are headed there, one, I'd like for you to make a technical history check.
Technical history.
You can add your proficiency to this if you don't have proficiency in history.
Well,
Okay.
what is a tech? When? When is that? What are you talking about? What is this?
Can you make an intelligence check and then add your proficiency bonus to it?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'll plain English it we have a 15 from Jin. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so
Oh fuck.
Oof.
Flash R 1 to 20. And then
Your int
plus our
modifier and
intelligence.
yeah, it's your int modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
What?
Oh, okay. In which case it's a +1. There we go.
So, okay. You guys overall kind of eventually managed to get yourselves on the right track. It takes a little bit, but as you guys are going through this, you do hear a giant boom in the distance.
Oh no, that sounds bad. Maybe we should check that.
Jin probably like just turns on his heel and starts heading that direction instead, because that seems way more interesting to him.
Okay.
That's probably true.
I mean, there is a small thing of smoke just going up, telling you exactly where it is if you guys want to go.
He's heading that way.
How much time do we have? How much time do we have until our audition?
An hour to an hour and a half.
An hour to an hour and a half? That sounds like it might take a while. I'd go and pick up the clothes, but also, can I carry that much?
Probably can.
Maybe.
Miko could go and do it while you and Jin check it out.
Oh, are we splitting the party more?
No, I think it would be funnier if I went to get the clothes.
Split the party, split the party.
Alright, so...
The worst thing you ever do in D&D, split the party, let's do it even more.
Yeah! More!
Alright.
Okay, you guys check on whatever chicanery is going on in that direction. I'll go get the clothes so we aren't late for auditions.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be entertaining.
As I understand it, Jin has already booked it in the direction of something more interesting. Miko, I'm imagining, like, jumps in the air like a scared cat for a moment, then turns to look at Jin booking it towards a pillar of smoke and goes, oh no, and then starts dashing along after him.
Ryvearain is just like, wait, guys, the clothes, guys! This has nothing to do with us.
Well, that's an awkward situation.
Did we leave behind the one person you were expecting to go?
No, I didn't expect you guys to follow the boom.
Oh.
But that's okay.
It's okay, I'll go to the weird old guy instead. Was he old?
Yes.
Relatively.
Most things are older, appear fairly baby to you, but visually he is old.
Okay.
You are probably older than most things, is my implication here.
Probably. All I know is I stopped counting. Old enough to know better.
Okay.
That's the only definition. They probably stopped counting a long time ago.
Gotcha.
I mean, a fairy can theoretically live indefinitely.
Well, Mr. Muspillar is kind of like a very wrinkly baby to you.
Okay.
But you do understand him to be old by the general standards.
Okay.
Old by the standard of his species.
Yes. But he still looks like a wrinkly baby.
Okay.
So we're gonna follow Ryvearain for a little bit, and then we'll jump back to Leafy and then to the boom, since I have a little more content written up and I need to think of something.
I understand exactly what you were going for with the boom, and unfortunately, I'm sorry for your position.
It's a random table that I just rolled off of. So.
I just know. You say there's a boom. That's immediately more interesting to Jin. So.
That's fair. I'm just letting you know it was from a random table.
Okay.
And this is why I don't really plan too much. Because players always do what you don't expect.
Yes. Alright, so you eventually arrive at the clothing shop. How do you wish to alert them of your arrival? There is currently nobody outside.
There's nobody outside.
You yell at the top of your little lungs.
If only I learned knock.
The most useless wizard spell.
Inform everyone in a mile of you of your arrival.
Does the door have any, to the place have any, windows or anything?
Yes. There's quite a few windows on the door.
Okay.
You could also attempt to crawl through the keyhole, I guess.
I don't know. 8 inches seems a little big to fit through a keyhole. I'm gonna try knocking on the window a bit. Not too hard. Just knock, knock. Is anyone home?
It's like a fly buzzing directly into the window.
Not that small!
You do...
Get out a ruler!
You do see Muspillar going back and forth, but he seems to not have heard your knocking.
Fuck. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Well, I wonder what he's pacing about.
No, like he's going back and forth, like putting things together. Like he's got his arms, he's got stuff in his arms.
Okay. All right. I can't suggest him to open the door because he clearly can't see or understand me. Let's see. Is there like a gap at the bottom of the door?
No, it seems to be a fairly secure door.
Okay, I'd like to not break into his nice shop.
Exactly.
How big is the keyhole?
I mean, it's your standard large key. Like, large, medieval, heavy key that if you threw it at somewhere, a lot.
Okay, I might be able to crawl through that then. Maybe.
Okay.
I would like to shrink the door. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a valid action.
You could. I wouldn't stop you.
Shrink the doorknob to make it no longer fit in the hole.
I mean, if you... Suggestion, glass panes are separate sheets of glass per pane, you know?
So I could just shrink one of the glass.
Yes.
I would like to shrink the glass.
Which one?
The center one for symmetry.
Okay. You managed to successfully shrink it. Do you do anything to prevent it from falling or whatnot?
Yes, I would like to catch it before it falls, now that I think about it.
Okay. How much does shrink it?
To a size that is appropriate for me.
Okay.
So whatever the size that would have been normally, it just scales down to what it would be like for my size, probably.
All right, it's about the size of your head.
Okay.
So, it's not too heavy. It's just medium weight.
Okay.
Can you unshake things?
It doesn't say I can't, but it also doesn't say I can.
We can finagle the rules about this later.
Yes.
But in this case, it is funny enough that I kind of wanted this to happen.
Okay. I would like to go inside, set the tiny glass pane somewhere where it presumably won't get broken, probably on the counter, and attempt to get the attention of Muspellar.
He immediately drops a stack of books on the glass plate.
Actually, rolled on the chance of that glass plane. What ends up happening is as follows. You manage to get Muspillar's attention. He is extremely ecstatic to see you, a little confused that you're on your own, and just kind of randomly puts down his stack of heavy objects.
Ah, no.
There's a very loud crack. What was that? What was that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, I think you're here to pick up your costumes?
Yes, unfortunately, circumstances led my friends to not be able to come with me to pick up the clothing.
Oh.
So I will be transporting the clothes on my own today.
That's quite a shame. Especially since I was hoping to make a few alterations to make them fit better. Well,
that would have been nice, wouldn't it?
It would have been. Well, since you're here, how about I make the alterations for you?
Oh, that would be perfect. I'd love that.
And he ushers you off to get the alterations done. Leafy!
Hello.
What are you up to?
So, Leafy should still put in the stage together, trying to make sense of the different markings.
Alright, could you just roll a d20 and tell me what you get?
Alright. Seven.
Oh, okay. Well, as you're putting things together, Chengde comes by to check check in on what you've done. Pauses, regards it for a good 2-3 minutes, and is like staring critically.
Is something wrong?
Yes. I don't know if you've noticed. Is this the voice that she uses? Oh well, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there appears to be an issue in how the pieces are fitting together. When you go and inspect the panels you've been putting together again, it turns out you've been putting them in backwards, in the sense of you're doing it in the opposing order. As in, where one should be stage right, it has now stage left. So, in theory, they should have fit, but because all of the technical parts of this puzzle piece are not coming together, it is having interesting gaps in that you are now realizing.
I apologize for this error. I'll correct it at once.
Yes. Do you potentially need aid?
I would appreciate that, yes.
I shall find one of the other stagehands who would be free at this point and send them over soon enough. And Chengte goes off to try to find someone to help you. With the other group, you guys are headed towards the loud boom.
Yes.
You realize that it apparently seems to be in somewhere near the shopping district, which is slightly off from the clothing area. It's about like a street or two over, you'd say.
Okay.
But as you get nearer, you realize that the smoke seems to be coming out from one of the buildings as someone just stumbles out coughing. It seems to be a pretty familiar silhouette. Anyone want to take any guesses?
Tiefling.
Meepo walks up and says, "Hey, Hakai, what happened?"
The answer is what? What are you doing here?
Well, I was here checking on that. And he points to the pillar of smoke arising from the building. And then I found you, and then I thought they were connected. So I guess I'm here checking on you.
Oh, no. That's not my fault. Not my fault at all.
Are you sure it isn't Gunpowder's fault?
Totally not my fault. Totally not Gunpowder's fault. I blame my neighbor.
Alright, what did the neighbor do?
They decided that they were going to play music really, really loudly for no frickin' reason.
And then the instrument exploded?
No.
Which
That's
caused
not
you
what
to
happened.
fuck up and slip and cause the explosion.
Almost. You're really close, but not quite. Their instrument broke my glass.
Whoa, okay. You know,
Yeah.
fair enough. Not your fault then.
Exactly. You see the neighbor has come out and is now cussing up a storm as Hakai tells you this great and glorious tale.
What kind of instrument
It
shatters
is not what happened. In fact, you are the one who caused the explosion, caused me to play a wrong note. That had nothing to do with me.
Insight. See who's telling the truth.
Okay.
I don't know who's telling the truth.
You look between the two. You looked at the
not my
first.
problem.
Not your monk, not your circus. Nah, not your monkeys, not your circus. But you look at the two, and it's like, one's the town drunk, the other one is a musician you've never even spoken to. You don't know either well enough to figure this out.
Well, not my problem. Leaves.
Meepo's just wondering what instrument the neighbor played.
Me too. What instrument causes glass to shatter?
Meepo says this out loud. Hey, what instrument do you play?
So I don't know the exact name of this, but it's a string instrument. It's got one string, two tuners, and a bow. It's an old Chinese instrument. You can basically tune it so that it hits a really high-pitched note. Not exactly the one that's going to shatter glass, but it gets pretty... If we're going to talk side pitch.
Okay.
It is also a funerarian.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I found it.
Wanna drop it in the... and give my best try?
It's this.
Erhu.
Yeah.
The Erhu.
Yep.
Does Miko
Yeah.
know what one of those is? And
roll history, actually.
Alright.
You have a decent idea. It also helps that the neighbor ran out, kind of waving it like a mad person. Like, you're familiar enough with string instruments to know it's a string instrument, but you're not familiar enough with it to be like, yeah, that's what that is. You're just like, oh, it's a weird-ass fiddle violin thing. Question mark.
So he probably wouldn't know whether or not it could shatter glass.
Not exactly, but you get the feeling it can hit some pretty high notes.
Meepo, I guess, goes, I mean, regardless of who caused the explosion, there is, in fact, or at least has been an explosion. I guess there's not an explosion anymore. That'd be really weird if there was just a constant explosion. Maybe we should try cleaning up?
As you say this, another boom goes off. Hakai looks at you as like, you jinxed me. Go away.
Meepo looks kind of selfish and starts shuffling away quietly.
You mean sheepish?
Did I say selfish?
You did.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Words are hard, you guys.
You selfishly walked away.
I selfishly walked away.
Yes.
The Great Arc. The Great Arc. Damn it. No, I can't.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But yes, you have been chased away from the situation as the neighbors try to work it out amongst themselves. It's a giant screaming match, but you're sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Back with
One of them might end
Ryvearain.
up arrested. Don't worry about it.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see what kind of alterations have been made to my old man costume.
The old man costume actually comes out looking surprisingly like what you expected. The only addition has been what appears to be a mask of sorts that's attached to the hood.
Ooh, that's nice.
And it's actually, you guys have seen Spirited Away, yes or no?
It's a no mask?
It's a no-face mask?
Yeah, specifically that old man mask from Spirited Away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie. It was too scary for me when I was a child.
I never saw it, but it looks good.
I'll try to see the,
All I'm getting is no face.
Is this about when we come in? He said we were only a couple of streets away, so.
Yeah, that is a very long link. But yes, it will show you what the mask looks like.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's mildly terrifying. I understand why I was scared of this when I was 3.
Oh. Alright. But, yeah. As you guys get, Ryvearain turns around, it is in the full getup. Somehow, Muspillar has managed to get it to appear as if, someone posted something. Oh. Okay.
I tried to do a command that Roll20 allows you to do, it didn't work, so.
Okay. But, it's a video link, so that's probably why it didn't work out so good.
That probably is why it didn't work.
What happens is, Muspillar has somehow figured out a way to make it appear as if Ryvearain is fitting this surprisingly large costume relative to Ryvearain. It's about you'd estimate 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet.
Wow, that's really big.
Yeah, and more so what it is it has its own structural integrity inside, where you're actually just kind of puppeting it in its own way.
I got in the robot.
Yes,
Good
you
job,
did get
Shane.
in the robot. So, tell me, Ryvearain, is it fitting well in the feet?
I'm sorry you cut out a bit.
Oh, is it fitting well in the feet?
I believe so. Let me check. And I try to like do a kick, I guess.
How fancy of a kick and how high of a kick are we talking?
Just like like when you get the doctor hits you in the foot and they say like reflexes or whatever, like one of those.
Okay.
Kick him in the shin.
Do you want me to roll the chance of that happening? You do kick him in the shin. He's just like, ah! This is how you treat me after I made you such a wonderful costume? How
I'm
dare
sorry,
you!
it was disgusting.
Oh, don't worry, I'm just acting. Because you realize he was just very dramatically just splayed on the ground, grabbing his shin, like, oh, everything is pain! And then immediately stand back up.
Oh, okay. I guess it works well then.
Yes, the rest of you all are here. There you go. He thrusts your costumes upon you and directs you all to the changing room. I'll be with you in a bit after I finish this one.
Bleh.
Any other alterations that you would want, Ryvearain?
I believe this is fine.
Alright, as this is going on, we hop over to Leafy. It has been quite a few minutes. You're slowly beginning to wonder where the promised help is at. And it turns out you hear a sudden yell. Fell in the distance. Do you wish to check it out or continue working?
Leafy wishes to continue working because once he picks a goal, he becomes obsessed with it to the detriment of everything else in his life.
That is his
I
flaw.
I see. Could you roll a d20 once more to see how well this is going?
That sounds about
Okay.
right. He's like,
You got everything arranged correctly. Everything's arranged correctly. It's just all upside down now.
Perfect. Now I'm gonna go check out that scream.
Okay. As you manage to finish it and you go over to see what's going on, it appears that one of the stagehands has managed to once again injure themselves. You're really beginning to wonder about workplace safety around here.
Oh no. Leafy talking to the injured stagehand. What happened?
Someone moved the plant! Not supposed to be there!
Moved the plant.
You look over and you realize that one of the potted plants that you've heard so much about, for some reason, is just sitting out in the open. And you realize that it actually managed to grab onto the stagehand and seems to have severely sprained their ankle based on the way it's swelling. Twisted, sprained, possibly broken, their ankle is swollen.
Here, some place for medical.
As you say this, and to give a bit of context what's going on, the stagehand is actually surrounded by a small group of people. Some people are trying to kind of nudge the plant away from the general public that might be close by, especially Changte. She's the one who's primarily handling that, or they're the one who's primarily handling that. But there is a small onlooking crowd. A handful of people seem to be trying to organize to bring a stretcher over, and as this is happening, this shorter woman kind of shoves her way to the front. Is like, get out of my way, let me through, I got this, just get out of my way. And as she comes to the front, you see that she is wearing extremely heavy armor that seems very out of place here, and it seems to be covered in a lot of insignias that seem to signify something of importance to her. She kneels down in front of the stagehand, displays out her hands, and begins to mutter surprisingly familiar words as a glow emits and their ankle swelling slowly begins to reduce. Could you make a religion check at advantage, please?
All right.
So, as she's chanting, you begin to realize that some of these are actually prayers to... Oh gosh, how do I pronounce this? Sheila Peril?
I'm not sure. I think it's something like that.
I'm going to go with Sheila Peril, mostly because that seems closest to the spelling. To Sheila Peril, and the insignias that she bears are actually the flower that represent that goddess. Once she's done, she dusts off her hands, slaps the stagehand on the back, and is like, "Quit your bellyache and then get back to work."
Leafy approaches the woman with the insignias. Hello, my name is Leafy. I couldn't help but notice that you have the insignia of Sheila Peril.
Yeah? What about it?
Well, I was wondering, I am a monk who grew up in a monastery worshipping that goddess. What is your relationship with Sheila Peril?
This woman, she puts a hand on her hip and widens her stance more. And she just kind of looks at you. Where's your proof?
My proof of what?
You claim to follow the good lady. Where's your proof?
My proof is in my actions. I do everything I do for my goddess.
She scoffs at you, is kind of like, I've heard that before. I've plenty. If you're serious about it, then come find me when you actually have something to prove what you're saying. And she turns and leaves.
Interesting. Is the potted plant still there?
The potted plant is indeed still there. It seems to have been roped off and is in a magical bubble, but more or less they have yet to move it. They seemed a little more preoccupied with making sure the stagehand is at least okay before they set about moving it back to where it's supposed to be.
Then Leafy will follow suit and kind of go with like what the crowd is doing. First, making sure that the stagehand is okay, and then once people plan on moving the plant, you will listen in on the plan.
You'll listen in on the plant?
Oh, no. I guess right now, Leafy will just make sure that the stagehand is doing okay.
Stagehand is pretty okay. It's actually your friend from the other day. Did I ever give your friend a name by chance?
I don't think so.
Okay, your friend's name is currently Jesse.
Jesse, I like it.
Yes, Jesse. Jesse's doing pretty okay. It was pretty weird to be healed by magic. You do realize that they're complaining a lot about that. She's none too happy about it, but is kind of like, well, at least I can keep working and I still get paid. So, can't complain. Also, I have the worst luck with those damn plants.
How many times has this happened?
It's like my fourth time. Like, the first two times were accidents because I just forgot they were there. But, last two? I swear they have it out for me. I swear those plants have it out for me. Don't know why, but they got it out for me.
This is concerning. I'll be sure to keep my eyes open.
Yeah, Anyways, you said you need help putting the top of the stage together. Come on, let's go.
Alright, Leafy goes with him.
Alright, you guys set off to go put the stage together. You can make the check for that with advantage. So that's just a d20 rolled twice. Oh. Well, it's a good thing you made it with advantage. You guys do manage to successfully put it together. It did take you a hot minute to figure out that it was upside down, and I'll turn to fix that. But once it was pretty quick to put together. Joining back with everybody else, what are you guys up to? You finally put your costumes on, or are you still meandering?
I put it on, begrudgingly.
Meepo's very excited to have put on the fox costume.
Two vastly different attitudes.
Yeah.
Did. You will notice that when you put your costume on, it is surprisingly tight.
Tight.
Like, yes, like it is very hard to move, and if you do, certain areas just randomly get pinched. So you have to move like very carefully and a little robotically. As for you, Meepo, the entire middle section of your costume somehow, some way, is just way longer, like infinitely way longer than you are. The one, it drags on the ground. Two, it's just kind of a weird kind of accordion type keep on you. You're not sure what's going on.
I guess I say to Mr. Mustpitler, "Hey, what's with this?" And he kind of bunches up the excess cloth in his hands and kind of holds it forward.
Mr. Muspiller turns around, adjusts his glasses some a little bit, looks at you, looks over at Jin, looks at you again, is like, pulls out his notebook. I might have gotten your measurements mixed. Thoughtful beard stroking. He does not have a beard to clarify, but he's thoughtfully stroking it.
He's just thoughtfully scratching his chin.
Yes.
I can see the mistake with such similar sizes.
Oh, don't worry. Get up on the podium, and I'll be able to fix it in no time. Who's fast?
Me.
All right. You're first up on the podium, and as he gets to going about it, he's got his set of adjustment needles and everything, and he's going at it but all of a sudden it's like you realize that either he's not paying attention, or this thing is just so glued onto you that there's not enough extra fabric, as he's just kind of like lightly pinching you a little bit with the needles every single time.
Ow.
He goes to like adjust something.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Yes, it is very uncomfortable. Yes, I have found the issue. Stand right here and don't move. And he hurries out the room.
This just gets better and better every day.
Yep, it does. It does take him a couple minutes to get back, so if you guys want to do anything.
Ryvearain would like to check and see how broken that glass is.
You would like to check and see what?
How broken that glass is.
It's gonna take you a hot second to, like, get under all that stuff, and, like, well, you'd have to roll a disadvantage, I think, to lift.
Yeah,
because it is a strength check.
Let's go for it anyway.
Sorry, what?
What?
He wants to do it anyway.
Okay. You're having a hard time lifting that up. It's gonna take you a little while. In this time, as you're attempting to do this, Mr. Muspiller comes back. Is like, yes. He seems to be holding some kind of scroll. He indicates there's a couple fancy hand movements, and all of the pins that have been uncomfortably sticking at you, Jin, loosen, and you feel as if that you won't get impaled to death if you take a breath now.
About goddamn time.
Yes. Turns to Meepo is like, alright, you're up on the podium.
Meepo is like, yay, and hops right on up.
And he proceeds to do the exact same thing to you, but somehow worse.
Oh
because
no!
as this is all going on, let's see how many pins he ends up using. We're gonna roll a 2d10 for this. Good God. Quick math. Give me a sec. Meepo, how much health do you have?
Oh God.
Oh no. I have 24 hit points.
Okay, good. This won't kill you. But you take 17 damage from all 85 pins that he's stuck into you.
85 pins?
Wow.
Yes.
Meepo constantly is like, ow, 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 ow. And like, at first he was like, ow, oh, okay, that was probably an accident. Ow. I mean, this clothing is a little bag. Ow. I see that we're making it maybe a little more form-fitting than ow. Ooh, that one was bad. That one was not fun. Ow, hey. And he's just constantly getting madder and madder and madder, but he doesn't want to say anything because that's an awkward situation to be in. But, like, probably you could see pricks of blood spouting out from all over him. He kind of looks like when a cartoon character gets shot by, like, a shotgun, and then they're like, ha ha ha, you missed, and then they take a sip from a pitcher of water, and then it just pours out of them like a colander. He looks like that, but with, like, tiny pinpricks of blood.
Yo, Taylor, you're gonna kill the lizard.
What? Oh. Whoops. Oh, really must get these glasses adjusted, shouldn't I?
Maybe just a little. Ow.
Eventually, you are done, and you guys may shed thy costumes. In your case, it does take a little bit of finagling, but he is able to get it off of you without causing you any more damage.
Oh, good. Meepo, like, I get. Was he wearing, like, underclothes underneath the fox costume? I imagine so. And even whether or not, did he just, like, get out of the costume not in the changing room? I'm confused. But
I mean, you can. I did not say where, I simply said you guys managed to finagle your ways out.
It would probably be bad for Meepo to be naked in public.
It's not public, it's a tailor. Tailors
I mean,
are used to seeing people.
I guess so. But, like, also his good friends Jin and Ryvearain are there. And that's, like, probably a little awkward.
Ryvearain's a bit occupied right now.
Okay.
I mean, he's still
Ryvearain
is still trying to do that, and let's be honest, Jin's not even looking at you. He's just trying to get the thing off of himself.
Yeah. Meepo was probably so upset about getting stabbed so many times that the second he can squirm out of the costume with all the pins, he does. And as a result, when he looks down at his now matted with blood white fur, he's kind of like, "Oh, I'm pink now."
I would also just like to point out that this Taylor just did more damage than a fucking corrupted snake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I actually rolled to see how well he was at adjusting these. He rolled so freaking low for both of you.
Oh
Danger
no.
Taylor.
Like, my gosh.
I'm a little curious
Why
about
did you
this Taylor though to be able to do that much damage.
Meepo looks up kind of sad, and in that, like,
Because that's more damage than most greatswords.
yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, this was 85 needles I divided by 5 to give you the math for
Oh,
it.
thanks. Meepo kind of looks up, and you know how kids, when they're on the verge of tears, are kind of like, Meepo is kind of like that, and he's like, do we have any band-aids?
Do you guys have band-aids? Ryvearain, you have eventually succeeded in lifting up the very large pile. However, the little glass disc that you put down is now very fine dust.
We'll pretend that doesn't exist then. Meepo, would you like some help with that? Would you like some medicine for that? Some.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. We'll try and help out with that. It's time for the medicine.
Thank you. Does anyone have some OJ?
I'm sorry, Hakai isn't here right now. Oh wait, I accidentally put the disadvantage on that. Let me
It's
do
fine,
it.
you can keep the roll. We can take the 16.
Okay.
Okay.
I pull out a water bottle and be like, you can do your thing to it.
Oh, okay. Meepo takes the water bottle, prestidigitates it, and, like, slowly sips from it, as if it were also a medicine, but it's really just OJ flavored water. Isn't that just LaCroix?
No. Because LaCroix is the ghost of flavor. This has flavor.
Like this,
You're right.
It legitimately just tastes like OJ.
Oh yeah, it's just OJ.
None of the texture, only the flavor.
Yeah, the spoon
But,
water texture.
I think that's
you do manage to patch up poor old Meepo here. There is only like maybe one spot that you miss, but in the great scheme of things, 1 out of 85 isn't that bad.
It just spurts a little bit more blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do.
But Meepo, did you apply any like other medicine outside just bandages or anything like that?
I don't think Meepo has, like, for example, any spells to heal. No.
I mean, if Ryvearain like closed the wounds.
I could use the halo if you would like the halo.
I mean,
Actually, I just did combat.
I was also gonna say though that if you close up the wounds with your medicine check, like close them off with bandages, then can't Meepo just use his prestidigitation to just clean himself?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
I remember that's something that my noble did all the time in a previous.
I don't know why you're assuming I'm using bandages when I keep saying needles.
When you keep saying what?
When I keep saying needles.
Oh no.
Your cure of needles was more needles.
Oh no, the situation has only been worsened by the addition of yet more needle.
You know, alternate timeline, if this was the case, you've probably developed a fear of needles by now, Meepo.
Who says he doesn't already?
I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not carrying any band-aids large enough to band-aid you. Sorry.
I mean, if we're talking realistically, I probably carry like those really long, like paper-looking band-aid kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, the gauze.
Yeah, the gauze. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Meepo prestidigitates himself to be instead of pink by matted down blood, he is now just his pristine, fuzzy, pearlescent white. There's probably still a couple of places where it's happening, but he's doing a lot better.
You look better covered in blood.
What's covered in blood?
I told you to take it down a notch, my boy.
I see. So this is what Jin is attracted to.
No.
Hakai is already convinced you're kinky. This is just gonna add to it.
Oh God.
Anyways, you guys have managed to get your costumes more or less successfully adjusted. Poor Meepo had to suffer through old man Taylor eyes.
I've heard of having pins and needles before an audition, but this is ridiculous.
And just before you guys leave, Muspiller comes out. It's like, yes. Your script. And he just hands you guys the audition monologues.
Hey.
It's that we should have had yesterday.
What? You say this like I'm the person in charge. I'm not in charge. I just handle costuming. It goes off. He also pops back out real fast just to remind you to go to the stage in order to audition.
Okay.
Alright.
You audition
Back at the stage with Leafy. You guys have managed to put the whole thing together. There's some places that people are reinforcing and whatnot, but you're more or less done. Do you want to do anything in particular, Leafy?
Leafy will check in with Jesse.
Okay. You go to check in on Jessie. Jessie's doing pretty okay. If anything, she's probably just very grumpy after the whole plant incident. And is negotiating with Chengde in order... That is... But...
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I keep bumping my mic.
Oh.
Well, now finished with his task, Leafy will wait and to watch his friends audition.
Alright.
Oh, fantastic.
It has come the time for you guys to audition Chengde and a collection of what you think are judges are now... So the way that this is done is you guys will get up on the stage. They're sitting also on the stage since it's quite large, and they've got kind of their low judges table set up. You will read your monologue, and then on top of this, you will do a performance check just to kind of see how much the judges like it, and then they will determine if you get the role.
Okay.
Cool.
Ahead of you guys have already been a handful of other people who have applied. You get the feeling that the Flower Princess is more than likely someone from the troupe, or the main girl is someone who is more than likely from the troupe, as well as the Flower Prince. But everyone else is kind of up in the air. You've had a few good actors, a few crappy actors, a few what are you even doing? What interpretation of the script is that, actors? But eventually it comes to your turns. Everyone grab a D4 and roll. Or to whoever's auditioning, grab a D4 and roll.
Everyone roll a D4?
Whoever's auditioning, but yes. Oh my god.
Should we tiebreaker?
No, I've got a way to tiebreaker that.
Okay.
That would have been really funny.
Oh, that means I'm going first, doesn't it?
Well. Alright. Who here has... Dang. Alright, who has the higher charisma?
Yeah, definitely Meepo.
Yeah, Meepo has a +4.
Alright, Meepo, you go first.
Base 10. Oh wait, no, I don't even have 10. I think I have... What do I have? I have 10.
Okay.
Okay, so... Let me get 10% more prepared for this. Okay, so Meepo hops up on stage in his costume, And in front of the judges, he does a quick bow and says, "Hello, my name is Mapo, and I am auditioning for the part of the fox." And then he waits for the judges to be totally.
They all kind of just stare at you expectantly.
Okay. He clears his throat and begins. "Thy heart, it misses, yearns for the soft touch of a kindred soul. I can see it in the tender embers of thy heart, nursed amongst the cold. Together you wish to be, yet he to a different world you rarely see. But if what you wish is true, then give up thy form, and together you should be, by love's will thy spirits conjoined. Though, if asked, I find that quite a droll. But worry not, he'll be overjoyed. Leave behind those who doubt, and fulfill thy heart's wish, and you will find that you are never without."
And your performance roll?
Here we go. Please be okay.
Whoa.
Yeah!
Woot woot. You hear a murmur through the judges. You do pick up one. It's like, oh, they dropped a couple of lines, and it's like, yes, but that was overall quite a good performance. And it, for the most part, you seem to hear like a general consensus of, yeah, that's someone we should consider. Next up, Jin.
Great. So Jin steps up on the stage. He looks a little disgruntled, but he properly greets himself and says, "I'm Jin, and I'm going for the role of the god." "You jest. You, the princess to the flower prince? What gives you this idea? His love for you? Ha! You will join thousands of others. That boy is content to leave you with honeyed words and soft touches, sharing his yellow powdered gift and leaving you soon after. I've watched you since you were a girl. The whole village knows your feelings for the boy. You heard your parents. They want only your happiness. But take it from one who's seen many just as fair as you wilt for some pretty smile and sweet words. But what do I know? I'm just a gate god. Huh. Think of your poor parents, though. You're never able to see them again. You might miss it."
All right.
And performance.
It fell a little flat. The judges are just kind of they're looking and they're like, Some seem to really like you. Some are just kind of like, this is very divisive. I don't know if we want this person as a guard.
Amazing! I've divided the judges. Amazing.
Yes, very divisive.
I have Pandora jokes.
Indeed. Now, Ryvearain, you're up.
Time to unmute myself. Haha.
Welcome.
Okay. So, I sort of float up to the stage in my strange contraption. Try to do a bow in the weird puppet mech suit. Just give a good first impression. My name is Ryvearain, and I will be auditioning for the role of the god. Give me a second to just get my voice right for this.
All right. Do you want me to... Oh, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
You seek madness, girl. What good is it to leave what you have? What good to join those fickle folk? They care not for you. In due time, the next pretty face will catch his attentions. But I know those eyes. Cloud-covered and red-lined. Fine. Waste not your chance. Seek a way to part body and soul. But be warned. Once done cannot be undone, and by the will of the plants you shall live. Your eyes and limbs will fade when winter nears. Return at the start of spring. But more yet is where you plant your roots. Worshipped your prince may be, but what happens
happens when they forget. I've seen spirits once revered become nothing but common muck. Fickle hearts may be the spirits, but just as fickle are we the mortals. Boop. Oh,
Hey,
shit.
There you go.
a lot of the judges seem to really be digging your costume. One of them seems adamantly against you. Like, they're like, no, we can't have that person perform. They did a horrible job, and everyone else, what is the matter with you? Have you no taste? Do you not realize what we just saw?
They just hate fairies.
Maybe, we don't know. No one can see Ryvearain, to be fair.
Our interpretations of the guide must be different.
Must be. But whoever this judge is, adamantly against. It's like, no, not dealing with. No. Everybody else is like, ignore him. He's crazy. Totally up as an option.
Nice.
And that rounds out the auditions, unless you guys want to say a couple more.
I don't believe I need to do anything else. My work here is done.
Flies off into the sunset.
Right. So, are you guys staying, leaving? Leafy, you're more or less done with everything? Actually, before you go, Jesse actually runs up, catches you, is like, hey, by the way, here's your payment. And that we promised ya. And what you walk away with, Leafy, is 30 gold, as well as a +1 bonus to carpenter tools, and in any check where you need to build something with wood. And this stacks with any existing bonuses you might have.
That's pretty nice.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, wait, you ain't coming back? You're not gonna come see the play? You're not gonna come out hanging out with your buddy Jess?
Oh, no, I am. I'm just thanking you for the payment and for the excellent working experience.
Oh, phew! I thought you were gonna abandon me. I've been real sad, buddy.
Fear not. I'll be here for a little bit.
Great to hear. Well, I'll see you around. Looks like your other friends are looking for you.
Leafy returns to his friends.
As you guys are kind of grouping up, the village elder does eventually find his way over to you and is like walking up with a slow clap. Very good, young ones. I'm impressed. Did you have fun? And with the audition?
I push Meepo forward.
Meepo is pushed forward and is like, whoa. Yeah, I had a real great time. I did have a little more pins and needles before the audition than I would have liked.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good, but your audition was quite strong, I saw.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Meepo's very glad that he can reuse the same material.
Yes. There you go, youngins. The village chief takes out a pouch and since you're the closest, hands it to Meepo.
Meepo takes the
change for you all. And inside the pouch you will find 20 gold. Whoa. And for those of you who are participating in the play, you now have a +1 bonus to performance. And you now have a friendship with Mushi. Yeah. The owner of Mushi. I like how I wrote this down. It's like I was supposed to write the owner of Mushi. So you guys now have a friendship with Muspillar. If you decide to maintain it, you can now talk to him and try to get information about the town and other such things if you so wish.
Nice. I like having friends.
Yes, it is quite useful. Well, youngins, I hope to see you soon. And away the town elder wanders.
Nice.
What a crazy old kook. Actually, wait, he probably doesn't seem that old to me.
He probably seems pretty old, to be fair.
Well, what species is he?
Oh no, this was your person. He is not my
that's
character.
true. I was imagining him as a human, so I mean...
I mean, he's old, and you're a half-elf. Half-elves age at approximately twice the speed of humans up until they become teenagers.
Yeah, but then they can live to be like twice the age of humans.
Huh.
I mean, technically, elves only live till what?
Elves can live for like 1,000 years in D&D.
Can they?
Yeah.
Can they?
Something like that.
Okay. I remember them living a lot younger.
Not in D&D. D&D
Okay.
follows the Tolkien rules.
I think. Okay.
Yeah. Elves live practically a millennia if they don't die. And dwarves live a couple of centuries, and half-elves live approximately 200 years.
And fairies live forever.
And then fairies don't die
There we
unless they
go.
die. Fairies die if they're killed.
Oh my god, I can't believe fairies die if they're...
Neither can I. Do we divvy up the 20 gold, or is it 20 gold each?
It's 20 gold in the pouch you are allowed to divvy, or you can keep it. He did specifically refer to it as pocket change for the children to enjoy.
Well, sounds like that's not me.
Meepo,
Children, huh? Looks at Meepo.
Meepo looks up and is like, what are you? I'm 23. But he does some quick math, and let's see. He takes 6 gold for himself and gives 7 gold each to Jin and Ryvearain.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes the small.
You try to hand it to Jin, but he's already turned around and is walking back.
I would like to point out, Leafy is part of your party.
Leafy is part of our party.
Didn't Leafy get 30 gold from...
Yeah, he got 30 gold from working.
Figured, oh, that's his. This is ours.
I mean, sure. However you wish to divide it, I just happen to want to point out, Leafy is right there. And part of your party, and did hear about this being pocket change for the children. So, however you wish to interpret this.
Alright, this wasn't a reward for acting, was it? I don't know.
No, it wasn't a reward for acting.
I guess in that case, it makes most sense to give 5 to each of us, based on how he phrased it.
Okay. Everyone gets 5 each. Wait, hang on.
I should probably keep track of how much money I have.
Yeah. 5...
How much money did I spend on that night trip?
It'd be, technically speaking, if it's divided amongst you 4, it would be 5 each. If you're including team members that aren't here, it would be 4 each.
It would be 4 each.
4 each it is.
Okay.
I think. Is everyone cool with 4 each?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. 4 each.
I still never got an exact number on how much money was expended on that night trip.
How much gold did you have?
I had 10 to start with.
Okay. You probably don't have 10.
I probably don't.
You know, give me a sec to do some quick math.
That's okay. You can do math.
Gosh, I hate conversions. I really do.
No, in all honesty, giving us 20 gold for pocket change is actually quite a lot of pocket change.
That's a lot of pocket change.
Considering probably most things you're gonna do in this festival, at most is gonna be like a silver. I doubt there's anything we're gonna do in the festival that's gonna cost a gold.
Are you sure about that?
I'm just talking based on my understanding of D&D currency. If things are different here, that's okay. That's just...
I do want to point out, betting pools are open.
Okay. Well,
that's why I gave you this.
Aside from that, I guess. I'm talking about like typical carnival games probably aren't going to be more than silver.
Yeah, no,
I'd
they
like
won't
to win a
cost more than
goldfish.
that. Ryvearain, due to the sheer amount of people you went through,
Yeah.
you have approximately 5 silver and
Yes.
2 gold left.
5 silver and 2 gold. So combined with the 4 gold that I just received, I have 6 gold.
And two
Yes.
silver. Oh wait, how many? 5 silver? I
And
only
5
silver.
and and Leafy just gained 34 gold.
Well,
It's a good thing that someone responsible is holding on to the money.
Indeed.
so what do you guys wish to do now?
Do we have anything to do?
What time is it?
It is 10:59.
I was referring to game
Game time.
Oh,
was-
in-game time. It's probably early evening, so you've got the rest of the evening if you want to do anything. Catch up with people, talk about things, catch up with each other.
Meepo, in fact, wants to find Olin if he gets a spare moment.
We turn around and Meepo is missing.
I guess.
Not again.
Do you want to go find Olin right now, or see what the rest of the party is doing?
He wants to wait to see what everyone else is doing, but if the group decides to split up and go do other downtime activities, he's going to try and find him.
I would like to spend a relaxing evening on the beach.
On the beach?
On the beach.
Okay.
No particular reason.
Anything else?
Well, Jen is getting antsy just being stuck up in town all the time now, so he probably goes off to go train somewhere with his sword.
The beach.
I mean,
Specifically interrupting Ryvearain's fun.
Hey, it's hard to swing a sword when you're stepping on sand. Sand's uneven.
You know, that's a fair point.
I guess we're going to the beach.
so 2 of you are going to the beach. Leafy, would you like to do anything?
I think Leafy would like to go look for Jesse.
Oh, okay. You're gonna go look for Jesse. And
Meepo goes to find Olin?
yes.
I imagine that Olin and Jesse are in similar places, considering that they're both stagehands.
Sure. Let's not have to split the party that much.
Presumably.
We have
So,
split it to 2
2.
groups.
2 groups.
Yeah.
Alright, group 1, you guys are going to the beach.
We're going
Group
to the
2,
beach.
you're meandering around looking for your good stage hand. At the beach, we're gonna handle group 1 first. So, you guys slowly make your way to the beach. It takes a little bit of time, but you come in right as the sun starts to set and that really lovely view is kind of settling in.
Ah, nice.
Do you want to roll athletics for how your training goes, or is there anything in particular that you want to do?
I mean, I was just thinking doing some training for the sake of not getting rusty, but sure, I can do an athletics check.
Sure, we'll see how you're handling the sand in your shoes.
Okay. Apparently, it's no problem whatsoever.
Damn.
You're disappointed by this argument of Ryvearain. This beach sand is too easy to overcome. How dare you trick me?
Damn it, Fae!
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that sand was your strong suit. I didn't realize that you could get through this coarse, rough sand.
Actually, why don't we add this as a small minor bonus? Is better in sand.
Amazing. Get a +1 bonus to checks and sands.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
25. Can we argue with that?
No.
Okay. So, ability beach training source other source type beach training.
Yup.
Gets a +1
Ryvearain.
bonus to checks and sands.
Yup.
Yeah?
Ryvearain, do you have anything you wish to fulfill, or?
I would like to enjoy the view.
Alright, you're enjoying the view.
As my time is unlimited, I am going to live long past any of you.
I mean, that's true. None of us are gonna live as long as you do.
I can
Unless you
take
die.
I can take my time unless someone kills me.
You will live forever unless you die.
Yep. Alright, going to group 2. You guys end up meandering the streets for a little bit, trying to think of where you'd probably meet up with your friends, and it's kind of like, where do you think that they might be? Where do you think they might be?
I have 3 words I don't want you to say.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's those 3 words.
Problem
Isn't it?
is,
Please tell me it's those 3 words.
it's the 3 words you're thinking of. But
Oh,
here's
no.
the thing: Meepo he still doesn't know what exactly goes on there.
Oh yeah,
So-
Meepo hasn't figured out what that district is.
I unfortunately figured it out. And I'm like, how could you send my baby boy there?
It's not my
You
fault.
guys had the option not to.
We did.
But Meepo thinks, oh yeah, that was a cool, area. There was a bar, there were a lot of people, they were partying.
Meepo
It
should
must
go
be the
there every
party
night.
district.
The
It
lights
must
were
be
pretty
the
cool.
party district. Kind of like downtown Austin.
I mean, I guess it could kind of be considered a party district.
It's not wrong.
In a sense.
It's a type of party.
It's
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
Should Meepo suggests, hey, we'll probably meet our friends in the place that we saw them last, when we weren't all working together, so that was last night, so they're probably in the place with all the red lanterns.
Are you sure?
We're
I'm not there. I can't suggest that.
Yeah. What does Leafy think about this idea? Knowing
Yeah, Leafy didn't know last time, but now he knows. Unfortunately, I think you might be correct. Let's go back there, but Meepo, please stick to me and be safe.
Meepo looks confused about stick with me and be safe because he's like, what do you mean? We were safe last time.
Good news. Meepo went with the one actually mature member of this party.
Yeah.
The one
Thank you for
good
being
influence.
the responsible one.
But Meepo was like, okay, I'll follow you. He doesn't object to sticking close and staying safe. He's just confused about why that's suddenly a concern.
Okay. Would you guys like to roll a perception or investigation? Take your pick.
I'll take a perception.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that with advantage.
Well,
Oh.
we're gonna take the low one from Leafy anyways. Not much of a issue. In your case, Meepo, you look around and you're so confused.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck? What the heck's going on over there? None of it is of actual interest to you. You're just really confused by what's going on.
As in, Meepo's innocence has suddenly been, he sees what's actually going on in the area?
No. Right now, you're just in the area where they're chatting people up. And so you've got one lady handing a guy her pipe, and it's like, hey, come back later. And you're just like, why are you doing this out in public? That's weird. Oh, you people are weird, is more so the impression you're getting.
Oh, okay.
As for you, Leafy, you look around and you're like, hold up a sec. None of the stage people are here. Nobody's here. You don't see Jesse, you don't see Olin, you don't see any of the other people. It's like, they're probably not here.
Alright, it looks like they're not Let's get out of this area at once, so we can look some.
Sounds reasonable to me.
You guys leave. Where's the next place you think that they might?
Maybe they're back at the stage?
More than likely. It's not that late, guys. No one's out partying.
You're right. It's only sunset.
Alright, I say let's go back to the stage then.
Alright. And then I guess we start heading that way.
You guys head back to the stage. As you get there, you actually see Jesse and Olin just coming out from behind it, and they're chatting happily. Looks like they're just talking about work. And when they see you, they both greet you quite excitedly. Hey, buddy! In the case of Olin, he's waving and kind of happily gesturing.
Meepo. Meepo's natural instinct is to run up and give Olin a hug. But the human person who's controlling Meepo, I think that might be a little awkward. Can I make a charisma saving throw to see whether or not he is deterred by social norms?
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh,
Wow.
dang. He in fact realizes, maybe I should be a little more discreet about this. And he just happily bounds up towards Olin and stands in front of him and is like, hey!
I don't remember the accent I used for Olin, so I guess he's Southern now. Hey there, little man.
Every time Meepo meets Olin, his accent changes.
It's a side effect of living with the troop. It's fine.
Come to think of it, I don't remember what accent he had either. But I know that I put him in my other campaign.
You put Olin in your other campaign?
I promise that it's actually relevant to the plot, but I'll share that later.
Alright.
All I'll say is that Meepo's also there.
So, Olin kind of offers you an elbow, awkwardly realizes he's a little taller, offers you his tail instead to hold, and is like, so where are you headed tonight?
Nope.
Well,
You back?
Computer was not nearly as plugged in as I thought it was.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Meepo goes, I'm down to hanging out wherever. To Olin.
so you want to head back to my place then?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay. As this is going on, Jesse turns to Leaf and is like, hey, you remember that crazy lady that helped me earlier today?
Yes, I do.
So, you got anything on that at all? Because I noticed that you two were chatting it up afterwards.
Yes, I've noticed that she was wearing insignias and using enchanting words that suggest that she worships the goddess Sheila Peril, which is the same goddess that I worship.
Interesting. Never heard of her. Maybe she's got a different name around these parts.
See, so this is the first time you've met?
I think she means the goddess.
Oh, okay.
Yes, is this the first time you've met the goddess?
No, I think this is the first time she's heard of that goddess by name, is what I think she meant.
Oh,
Yes, that's the first time that Jesse has heard of. We're gonna call her Jess. Jess has heard the name of this goddess. So yeah. Anyways, you want to hang out for a drink with me and the buddies?
Absolutely, let's go.
All right.
And back to the Red Land.
Oh boy.
No, you guys actually end up at a completely normal restaurant for once.
Oh, nice.
Thank
Since you
our
guys seem reluctant to go back there, we won't force it.
Thank goodness.
But as you walk through the door, you actually see a familiar face at the back of the restaurant. It seems whoever that that halfling woman was, she just happens to be in the same place. Group 1, how's your beach trip?
I may have been staring at the sun too long.
Are you going to stop?
Maybe.
Roll Constitution. Roll bloody Constitution.
A Constitution save, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do a save. Do I just click the button?
You just the same way you do skills. Just look up at the save section instead.
There's a save section.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Constitution.
Congratulations, you have sunblindness. So, you're gonna have to put up with that up until about noon the next day. Unless you wish to just magic it away.
Can I prestidigitate my eyes to be normal?
I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how that works.
I think that requires an actual spell slot to fix that.
Well, I don't have any spells to fix eyes.
That's unfortunate.
Unless the halo fixes eyes.
Does it provide a lesser restoration effect?
I doubt it.
I mean, you'd have to tell me. I don't know what that spell does.
I'm looking.
Meanwhile, I'm continuing to be upset about how easy it is to train in the sands.
Boop.
Yes.
No, it just adds healing.
Jin.
Just does. Wait. Advantage on charisma checks. No, that doesn't help.
I was gonna say, Jin.
Can I try to cut a wave?
You may attempt to cut a wave. Roll 1 Constitution and then 2, I guess, Athletics.
Oh, not my actual roll to hit. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Pretty large. I'm going to assume you can hit it.
Ah! I failed miserably.
Okay. With many outstanding factors, you have managed to 1, completely miss the very large wave, and 2, get knocked over by said large wave.
Well, I'm glad the fairy was blind for that one.
I'm sure. I'm just like, hey, I heard some falling. I hope you didn't fall on your sword because I'm not going to be able to do some medicine right now.
I just like spit out some salt water, and I'm just like, shut up.
Ta-da!
And then I get up and try again with probably the same results.
Yeah, apparently this is your 1 week. You're secretly a devil fruit user.
Can I do the roll again to try it again to see if the waves are just fucking me over?
Why not?
Okay, well maybe I don't get knocked over this time. Aha!
Ooh!
Haha! You finally managed to hit the wave! And you don't get knocked over! Amazing!
Wow! What does that do for you?
Just that doesn't have to do anything. It just means I did it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get a bonus from this one.
I stood firm and cut the water.
Yep. Determination.
If you are filled with determination.
Yes, with the other group.
If I do this once a day for an entire year, I can unlock the wave cutting blade. I don't fucking know.
You can unlock the secret wave cutter technique.
Exactly.
So, other group. Anything you guys wish to do, or do we want to wrap it up with the shenanigans?
You wanna try talking to the person?
Probably should.
I would like to remind you, by the way, Ketchup, that as a monk, you should actually have like some prayer wheels or prayer books or something that should.
Yeah, it's an idea. I was just looking at it in my inventory.
And that should presumably have markings of your faith in it. So, essentially,
I guess
discontent area.
Alright, so back at the restaurant, I think Leafy taps Jess on the shoulder and points over to the halfling women. And look who it is.
Oh yeah, it's her. She was a right bitch.
I think I'm going to talk to her for a moment.
You gonna talk to her? Man, there's so many other people who would totally be worth your time, and you're gonna talk to her.
I'll be right back, I promise.
Alright, fine. I'll be here.
I think Leafy completely missed the hints.
He didn't mean it like that.
With this, Jess orders, you imagine, half the bar. In reality, it's 2 drinks.
Jess is depressed now.
Aww.
Alright, so...
Meepo has become anime protagonist. Oh, not Meepo, sorry. Fuck. Oh, Meepo probably is. Leafy has become an anime protagonist.
Aren't we all anime protagonists?
No,
Just of a different kind.
Yeah.
I'm the
We're all
anime
from
comic
wildly
relief.
different ones.
Alright, so Leafy approaches the halfling woman and takes out from his sack his holy symbol and his prayer wheel. Hello. Earlier you asked if I had any proof that I am a monk who worships Sheila Peril. Well, the closest thing I have is this holy symbol and this prayer wheel, which I've taken with me from the monastery.
She looks up at you from the surprisingly large spread of food in front of her, and she's like, "Alright, I believe you. You guys sit down or what?"
Leafy thinks about this. No, Leafy says.
Alright, you're not gonna sit down and leave.
Perhaps we can talk later, but right now I am having drinks with my friend. Leafy returns to the table and sits with Jess.
Leafy took the hint.
Leafy got over there, realized the hint, and was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. Oh jeez, now I have to make a character note. Give me a hot second.
And now you've offended the halfling cleric.
Blah.
In his attempts to right his wrong, he is unintentionally pissed off the cleric.
The lady was pissed off before, to be fair.
Now he's extra pissed off.
Yeah.
Sometimes these things happen.
Leafy is doing a great job at the anime.
Yeah, I think Leafy is more concerned of just correcting the wrong of not having proof.
Okay. Well, you return to Jess. She peps up a lot seeing that you're back and hands you your drink. He's like, yeah, you're back. Told you she was a broad.
Okay. So, how would I, I'm pretty new to D&D, so how would I know if Leafy is interested in Jess?
You decide.
You decide whether your character is interested or not.
Okay. So, Leafy asked Jess if she is single.
A tried and true method.
Jess is mid-chug of whatever she's drinking, coughs, sputters a bit, oh man, I didn't expect you to be that I didn't expect you to be that forward, but she seems extremely happy about it. It's of course I'm single. Why you asking?
So now I was thinking that maybe we can treat this outing as a date, if you're interested.
Why not? As I lose her accent. Why not?
Alright, excellent. So we're on a date now.
Oh, you're paying then? And she then just ribs you in the ribs and is like, so you're paying then? Since you're being such a gentleman?
You know it.
He did just get so much money.
I mean, you could probably cover it.
Yeah.
So when Silver DMs, this is when the party all finds partners.
I'm sorry that this is turning into a dating sim. I didn't mean for this to
I mean,
happen.
I find it hilarious, so don't worry.
No, this is exciting. It's nice to have variety.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what I do is throw you guys at monsters, so I mean...
I'm actively trying to not have you guys do combat, and this is very new. Please bear with me.
Next time, Edgy Boy meets Edge... I mean like another fucking blood hunter. Oh god, I'm dying.
I guess I'll actively try to do that for the joke then.
She just walks
Boy
into
meets
the,
Edge...
a lady just walks into the inn and is looking for a fight.
just pick a fight with each other. It's like fucking in the Mandalorian.
Enemies to lovers, slow burn, 500k.
Oh god. I mean, we could. It's possible.
They saw me like they saw me fail to cut the wave, get back up, and then cut the wave. And they're like, I need to fight this guy.
Come. Oh,
I'll make a reference and explain it in post. But anyways, so your date, roll performance.
oh no.
Unless you don't have a bonus for that.
I do not.
What's up?
Do you just want? I was gonna say, do you just want to do a straight charisma?
Yes, I think that would... Actually, I think that'd be the same.
You could have him roll insight.
You could roll insight. You could roll insight.
To try to see if you can figure out which things would make your date happy or not.
I like it.
Yeah, fair argument. I'm fine with you rolling insight.
Yeah, since I already rolled, should we just like add the 4 to the 9?
That's up to you. You can re-roll it, and then you can take whichever one you like the outcome of more.
Okay. Yeah. So if he wants it to be that number, it's decided.
So, as you guys talk, you learn a little bit more about Jess, and you find out... Have I ever specified what race Jess is?
You said she was a halfling.
Okay, just making sure. So, as you guys talk a little bit more, you learn Jess is, she's not from too far away from here. She is from one of the other islands close by. And it just so happens that she too is also a monk of some kind. You're not entirely sure what kind. She doesn't really mention any particular deity, but she does mention growing up in a monastery and learning just kind of the ways of martial art. Her preferred style seems to revolve mostly around wrestling.
Okay.
I was really hoping you were gonna say like Way of the Drunken Fist or something, because that would have been funny.
No, we already have too many drunk people in this campaign. We don't need more.
I mean, to be fair, Way of the Drunken Fist, you're not actually supposed to be drunk.
We don't need more. Potato, we don't need more.
We always need more.
But she prefers wrestling, and her hobbies outside of helping with building stages and whatnot is actually caring for plants. They just seem to really hate her for some reason. As she goes on to describe stories of Venus flytraps attempting to eat her instead of the flies she tries to feed it. And her attempt at raising a old grandfather cactus only for it to turn into the really big stand. Gosh, I can't pronounce those
So
words.
she loves the plants, but the plants hate her.
Yeah.
That's
It's not that she has a brown thumb. They just don't like her. Welcome to your potential love interest, Leafy. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is awesome.
All right. Love shenanigans.
Welcome to D&D, the dating sim.
Yes. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here, and you guys are going to go back and relax.
Corruption in the dating sim.
That.
No, I just realized that. Never mind. Dating in the East. Let's go. That's true. That's also bad. Fuck. There's no winning. I give up.
My brain has lagged because I only just now was like, wait a minute.
Wait just 1 second.
And now I'm terrified.
I need to introduce a Musashi type character.
Yeah.
She's going to hit on everyone. Since this is what this campaign's turning into. But anyways, we're done. I have no more written.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was
fun.
That was really fun.
Hey.
Okay. Thank everyone for joining us on the stream, and I will see y'all. Well, we will all see you next time.